Good morning. This is Piggle Wiggins, or Fame Harper, and I'm here to make another video. This time we're going to be making an amigurumi crocheted squid. And you know, amigurumi actually means small knitted or crocheted animal or toy or person. And this is kind of big, so I'm wondering if it's just a gurumi. What do you think? And I'm happy to share this video with my friends at allfreecrochet.com as well. And here we go. First you want to gather your parts together. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, and a size G or H crochet hook. And this is the perfect time to use up all of your leftover balls of yarn. And pick things that are pretty similar in weight. These are worsted weight. And it helps to roll them into a ball and keep them handy. I would consider this project at the level of a more advanced beginner or a beginning intermediate type crochet person. I'm going to assume you already know how to start with a magic circle and also that you know how to change colors. But if you don't know how, don't panic. I'll be having tutorials on those real soon. Okay, for step one we're going to be making legs. A squid is actually a decapod. It has 8 legs or arms, however you want to call them, and 2 arm-like tentacles. So that's 10. And I already have some of the parts finished. So right here I have the legs. Whee! Isn't that fun? Of course you can make your squid all one color if you'd rather, or not so random, but I like multicolored things. They're very cheerful. And those were the legs. This is the start of the tentacle, so it's a little more narrow. This project is actually tubes. It's 8 tubes for the legs, 2 tubes for the tentacles, and the body is one big fat tube. And I already stuffed the head. If you're going to use Loctite eyes, you want to put them in there before you sew this thing together because you have to put the washers inside. If you're sewing buttons on, you can choose to do it before or after. Or if you're doing felt eyes, you can do those after. Alright, and don't forget, no buttons for babies. Please keep in mind this tutorial is how to design your own squid, and yours won't look quite like mine. If you feel you need an exact pattern, I'll have one of those soon in my picklewiggins.etsy.com shop. But for now, just enjoy this and come up with your own great squid. I'm going to show you how to start the leg. Start with a slip knot. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Join in the first chain to form a circle with a slip stitch. Chain 1. Now I'm going to do 2 single crochets in each chain. 2. Find the next one, do 2. 1, 2. What I'm doing here is making a disc for the bottom of the foot. 2. Go ahead and pull the end, close the center loop. So then I'll have 10 stitches. Now I want to go 1 single crochet in each of those 10 stitches. So as you go around, it'll start to form a side. Now if you find as you go up that you want your arm a little bit fatter, you can do an increase by doing 2 single crochets in 1 space. So here's my space. I can do 1, in the same space 2, and that's going to start making it a little bigger around. Now if on the other hand it's getting too fat, or if I've changed yarns and they're not matching well, I can do a decrease by pulling up a single crochet stitch and then going over one more, pulling up a single crochet stitch, and then going through all 3 loops. Okay, I'm going to do another decrease because that one was a little hard to follow. So I'm going to pull up as if to single crochet, go over to the next space, pull up 1 as if to single crochet. Now I've got 3 on the hook. I'm going to grab my yarn, pull all the way through all 3, and there's 1 decrease made. And I'm going to go back to regular single crochet. So that makes it pull in a little bit. Don't do too many or you won't have any space to put the stuffing. When you're ready to change colors, go ahead and snip off your yarn. Pick up your new yarn. Now, as if you're going to do a single crochet, but bring up the new color. There. Now I have 1 of each color. I'm going to catch those 2 ends because I want to crochet over those so I don't have to sew them in later. So the next one I pull through is going to be just the orange. Pull through, and then I'm going to do a single crochet just like I've always done, only I'm going to keep those 2 extra pieces hidden inside. I'm going to go right over them to get rid of them. That way I don't have to sew them in later, which makes me happy. And I've got my new color going. Now if this piece is too long, you can go ahead and cut it off right here, but this one's pretty short, so I'm just going to go right over it. Here we are, my squid and I, and this is the end of part 1. We've talked about how to make the legs and the arms, and the part 2 will show you how to make everything else and put the eyes in and all that good stuff. So come back for part 2. Toodles!